You're listening to an extracurricular episode of Book Club Shmook Club, where in between book reviews, I, Kristen Rogers Anderson, and my brother, Will Rogers, go off book and talk about whatever is on our minds. We only keep one bonus episode in the free public feed at a time. So in 2 weeks, when the next extracurricular episode comes out, this particular episode will disappear. However, if you go to patreon.com/talkbomb and set up a monthly donation, you'll have full access to every bonus show we've ever released, past, present, and future. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the usernames @ChillinKristen and @HauntedSponge. Book Club Shmook Club is available on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Hello, welcome to Book Club Shmook Club. I'm Kristen.
I'm William.
And we're here with an extracurricular episode where we're just going to talk to you about whatever between books.
That's right. Last week we read Stephen King's It.
Yep.
In the comments for things like on the Facebook live stream, people not very happy with our negative review.
Nope, we definitely got some feedback that was surprised or like, what are you, nutty?
Yeah, I know.
What are you, nutty?
What, have you gone nutty?
You know, harsh things like that the internet is accustomed to spitting out at you.
Like, hey, what, do you got a bat in the belfry?
Yeah. What, are you joking with me?
Hey, clean out your ears.
Come on.
Mutton chop. That's something they used to say all the time.
But yeah, I stand by it. It sucks.
I don't think I ended up saying it flat out sucks.
Oh, okay.
Well, whatever. I'm not going to rehash it. Next week, we're going to be back reading Meddling Kids.
Yep.
So look forward to that. I'm pumped about it.
Yep, me too.
But yeah, so this week, whatever we want. Mm-hmm. And frankly, I want to jump right out and just say one thing to you that I learned today.
Jump out.
You and I have talked frequently in the past about how much we enjoy David Letterman.
Yes.
David Letterman is coming back.
What do you mean?
He's going to have a brand new talk show on Netflix.
Oh, that's awesome news.
I don't think it's going to be a daily. I heard that it might just be like 6 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fine, right?
Yeah, totally.
Whatever. I wonder if it means, because honestly, in this day and age,
I would love it if he was like back. I'm still happy.
As a grown up, I think I could ironically like Paul Schaefer if he got Paul Schaefer. Because I assume, why wouldn't he?
I would say I'd be kind of sad if he didn't have Paul Schaefer.
Right? Yeah.
It's part of the deal to me. Even though Paul Schaefer's like goofy, like he's part of, Late Night with David Letterman.
Yeah, exactly.
Or The Late Show. How much do I love it, actually?
Late Show. The Late Show.
If I don't even know that freaking name, Kristen.
But if Paul Scheer was there, that elderly
Paul
bald
Schaefer.
man. Whatever.
Paul Scheer. I'll take Paul Scheer.
I'll take Paul Scheer. Elderly bald man who dresses like Liza Minnelli.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Wait, what do you mean dresses like Liza Minnelli?
He always wears like gaudy, glitzy, glamorous, shiny clothes.
All right, I can see that. Yeah.
It is insane.
Yeah, you're right. I can see that.
It's like he's not aware of who he is.
Well, Liza Minnelli, I would say, is she's hyper feminine. I guess he's the male.
No, I'm not saying about his qualities. I'm saying about literally. I think.
No, I know, but clothing
they shop
wise,
at the same dress barn.
Clothing wise, I think of her wearing like a flowing dress, but that's extremely short or something.
Yeah, just something.
But the fabrics and textures, I would say,
something weird.
There's definitely a match between him and Liza Minnelli.
Something that catches the eye.
He's no shrinking violet.
Something that catches the eye and catches the light.
Oh my God. He is concerned about catching the light.
Yeah. But so bam.
Tell me whatever you know about that.
That's as much as I know.
How
David
did I
Letterman
not hear that?
It literally dropped today as of this recording. Just a couple hours ago. David Letterman has already said, he's like, yeah, I'd like to interview. They asked him who he'd like to interview, and he goes, Donald Trump, Kim Jong-un. He just like rattled off a bunch of crazy people that there's no way he's going to get.
Oh, that's who I need in these times.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. They quoted an article that he was interviewed by Tina Fey a couple years ago, last year. And she asked him what his life is like now not having a show. And he's like, I feel like a crazy person. I can't stop talking. I cannot stop talking. And I wonder if some of that is 33 years of doing a nightly show that probably screws you up.
Yes, I would think that ought to do it.
Yeah.
He's just so used to being in one mode. It's hard to turn off. It's even like, it's probably like, but then in this extended way, like when you are super duper busy at work before you go on vacation, and then it's really hard for you to get into vacation mode because you were in this super cranking out productive mode. Imagine that, but then like times it a bunch. Like he was in like productive mode for years.
I guess.
And then he has a hard time chilling.
I'll tell you this. This is dorky, but it's true. So I did that show, The Haunted Hunt, for 11 weeks.
Yeah.
Just under 3 months. And it required so much like constant like thinking about what I was going to say on the show. Without doing that now, I literally have been like, what am I supposed to do with myself?
Yeah.
Like what? I guess I got to start another show. I literally was going to sit down and record a podcast pilot to be like, well, I got to get this off the ground. I got to go. Like, no. How about I just figure out how to slow down, slow my roll. And so it is weird. And that's 3 months of a show.
Totally.
33 years.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You just get used to being in one kind of mode.
Yeah, it's weird. All right. Next order of business.
Most excellent.
And maybe I already told you this, so maybe it's not worth spit.
Okay.
Did I tell you what Krissy said to me? She yelled asshole at me.
Yes, but the listeners don't know.
All right. So my next door neighbor, who we've talked about before, is a handful.
Yep.
Kristen posted a video in the Book Club Shmook Club group telling a story about an interaction with her.
Yeah, and that was like that video. I won't go into it. You can join our Facebook group. Just search for Book Club Shmook Club podcast, and it'll come up. But it's a video that literally, truly was a text to Will that was too big a file to send through text. So I was like, how can I get this to him? And I tried to email, and for some reason it wouldn't work there either. It just kept saying like failed to send. And I was like, I know I've sent videos longer than this. I was like, actually, I guess I haven't. I've put them on Facebook for things. I was like, well, there's nothing so sensitive in this. Yeah. And the people in the Facebook group have heard us talk about her before, so I'll put it there. So, I just had my own interactions with her. So go right ahead.
So I was walking into the Allie and I've been walking around with the dog. And, we saw her from a mile away.
Well, you can't not.
Allie and Molly the dog like hopped up the stairs and ran away. They got away. But Crazy had already set her sights on me. But all I heard was asshole. And I immediately like flipping a switch.
Ready to fight.
Yeah. I went into like, who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
And so she's staring at me and starts doing this like come here finger thing to me, which I cannot stand.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She does it all the time.
What?
Have I never said that?
No.
She'll do that over a fence to get me to walk over to her. And every time she does it.
Oh, fuck that.
If I happen to see her outside and it's like a somewhat, quote unquote normal interaction, I'm fine. If she does that, I always go, what?
I don't blame you. I don't care for that.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And she goes, and I'm like, she's been yelling asshole at me. So what is this going to be?
Yeah. What?
She goes, so listen. I mowed asshole's
do the
garden
voice
back there.
You do the voice perfectly. It would be a crime to waste it.
I mowed now I'm doing David Lynch.
Yeah, kind of, but keep going. Let's see if it maybe they're the same. Let's see.
Maybe it's gone. Yeah. Hey, I mowed asshole's garden back there.
There it is. See, it's not David Lynch.
It's close.
Yeah.
And I only know what she's talking about because she calls our landlord's son, who's like 60 years old, asshole. She doesn't like him. I've barely ever spoken to him. I don't know if he's an asshole or not. He made one comment to her about...
I'm willing to trust her opinion on him.
Sure. He made one comment to her once about wanting to turn the back, like, quote-unquote area. It's all asphalt.
Yeah,
There's nothing there except for weeds.
Right.
Years ago, he made a comment to her about how he'd like to have a garden back there someday. So she goes, I mowed asshole's garden back there. And I went, all right. Like, why the fuck are you telling me?
Real quick, are you saying that she thinks he's an asshole because of that? You know that's
I have
the
no
origin
idea. She
of
just
it started?
calls him asshole. I don't know. She says he is an asshole, so she calls him asshole.
Okay.
So I went, okay. Like, what the okay, I don't give a fuck. And she goes, well, yeah, you don't care. You just came home and it was done. And I'm like, oh, is that now a dig at me? Motherfucker, I rent this place.
I'm about to say, yeah. I mean, frankly, yes.
I rent this place. I don't give a shit. Like, I never think about the lawn. I don't look at it.
It's not your responsibility or problem.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what? This might have to be neighbor chat. I have some stuff.
Well, you've got new neighbors, huh?
Yes, I do.
So she goes, wait,
it might be boring.
She goes,
anyway,
so if asshole comes around and asks who mowed back there, tell him you don't know. And I went,
all right. Or you could just not have told me that I actually wouldn't know.
Yeah. I went, you realize if you hadn't told me this right now, you would have gotten your way.
She wanted the credit from you, though.
Right.
She wanted you to know that she mowed it.
And she looked at me like, huh? And I went, if you literally didn't call me over to tell me this, I wouldn't know that and then have to lie to him about it. I'd just tell him I don't know.
Yeah.
And she just kind of looked at me and I went, yeah. And she goes, well, yeah, so I took care of that. So whatever. We'll see. And I went, I don't talk to him. I literally never see him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to drill home to her at this point. At a certain point, I felt like I was being I was trying to be rude.
Right.
But also I felt like I was maybe going overboard
off.
and really hammering the point to just be like, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, totally. Like,
stop
I'm
talking
not
to
nice.
me.
Don't talk to me.
Stop talking to me.
I know.
And so I was just like, yeah, so shouldn't have told me.
That's that. Yeah.
And she was like, ow. And I pretty much walked away.
Ow.
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 And I basically just strolled off, and I'm pretty sure that's where we've left it. She kind of waved at me once the other day, but I think I may have fixed that problem.
There's no way you fixed it, William. She's not somebody. How can you solve a problem like Maria? How can you solve a problem like crazy? It's not happening.
Yeah, I guess. So what's up with your naughty neighbors?
Okay, well, real quick, I want to talk about your neighbors real quick. We have another story about that that corresponds with things that we've talked about on the podcast. With me calling the cops.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, guys, you know I'm a litigious sort.
Jesus, Kristen called the police again.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, baby. I sure did.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Will might have talked about this on the show before, but I'll just say real quick. So sorry if you've heard him talk about it, but he has a neighbor down the opposite way who has this dog that they just let run loose in the neighborhood. I'm pretty sure that we talked about it.
Like literally it runs like a block away.
Yeah, like, and it's a Chihuahua. It's a small dog.
Yeah.
And she just leaves the front door open and just lets the dog run all over the place.
It's crazy.
It's completely nuts. So I hadn't actually seen that. William has talked about it over the years. Like, I've known about it for a long time.
Yeah, like I went out and really grilled her about it, and she was like, well, he's a dog. Like I want him to be free. And I was like, well, then guess what? He might get hit by a car. And she's like, no, people around here know. They drive well. And I went, so you're literally telling me you've gotten lucky for X amount of time? Like, great. I went, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make some phone calls about your dog, because I don't think that dog is safe with you.
And then you didn't.
And she goes,
got left to old Krissy.
No. She goes, fine, make the calls. And I went, fine, I will. And I didn't. And then the next time I saw the dog, he was on a leash that was tied to the front porch, like around like a gate. So I was like, all right, like, I think it's still, they have a backyard. They have a fenced in backyard.
I know.
So I'm like, it's still like a lunatic thing to do, but like, at least the dog can't run in the road. So
right.
Like, okay, I've won.
Totally.
Enter Krissy.
Well, also, just for backstory, you said you have grilled her, and I quote, multiple times. So
I have, but it's like she's been like sitting with she has a couch on her porch.
Yeah.
But honestly, the way that we
like
have
a full-on couch.
The way we talk about our neighbors and our town sometimes makes it sound like we live in like just like a lunatic.
I know.
Like forgotten land.
We
where it's
do.
like, why is there a sofa, like a plush sofa,
like
a living room
like your
couch
inside couch
is on her porch.
Yeah.
She sits on it with her Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And then occasionally he runs down and into the road. But it's fine. Everyone can see him. It's fine. He's a fucking Chihuahua. Everyone can see him.
He's a very small Chihuahua too. Like, it's a really small dog.
Very slight boy.
He's got a slim build.
Yeah.
So Ryan and I, my husband, drove over here just to drop something off for Will and Allie. And so then when we were leaving, I see this Chihuahua like a block down, just like running around.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, that's that dog. And I was like, oh, hell no, Ryan, pull over. So he pulled over, and I got out of the car and started running after the dog to like get it. And I will say, Ryan and I thought it was very funny. So still don't.
Did you outpace a dog?
We thought it was funny how much faster I was than this dog. No, here's the funny thing. So even though I absolutely, obviously still don't condone it, and I think she needs to keep it inside, that was a very well-behaved dog.
That doggy is very smart.
Unbelievable.
I know.
So the dog was running away from me. Yeah. It only stayed on the sidewalk. It was crazy, William. I've never seen anything like it. I was running after it on the sidewalk. It stayed on the sidewalk, just looking behind itself at me. And then when it got, so we were across the street from your side of the street, which is also the neighbor's side of the street, the dog's side of the street. Yeah. So we're in the opposite side of the street. When we got down enough where the house was across the street, only then did the dog cross the street and run straight into the house.
It is a very intelligent dog.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
I know. That's what happened to me as well.
I couldn't believe it.
He runs. He knows exactly where he lives.
Yeah.
And he knows how he got to wherever he wandered to.
And stays on the sidewalk.
I know. It is genuinely impressive, but it's still is not a reason to be like cool with it. But it is shocking.
Unbelievable.
It's a hair away from me just being like, oh, she's right. He's fine.
I know.
He's really taking care of himself very well.
He really was looking after himself. He knew I was a stranger.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to go with me. It was crazy. But
it's nuts.
I mean, not crazy enough.
Yeah.
So I took note of the address that he ran into, called up my friends at the Highland Park Police Department.
I have a special phone for you now.
There's a red phone that...
The brown phone is ringing
I was
again.
William, I was about to say that. I was going to say, actually, it's a brown phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I called. I Googled. First, I was like, let me make sure I'm going through the correct channels. And it said for,
Is this the mayor? Get me the commissioner.
It's Kristen.
He'll know what that means.
Right, that it's Kristen. Just get him. So I Googled to make sure that I was calling the right place. Non-emergency animal thing there's a special dispatch extension they put in. And I was all out of breath and worked up and adrenalized. So I was like, hi, so this isn't an emergency at all, but there is this dog that this woman lets run totally free. She's been doing it for a long time. The dog runs all over the street and like down blocks. It's a small chihuahua. And I just don't want it to get hit. The address is,
Yeah.
And, so can like somebody go talk to her or check it out or something? Cause like this dog is going to get killed. And, the woman was very receptive to it. So that was good.
Nice.
And she was like, all right, so, she asked for the address, all that stuff. And then I was hoping she wouldn't, but she was like, okay, your name? And I was like, I said my name and everything, but I was like, I wonder if they could be like, is that girl?
Yeah.
Who's called like 4 times in the last year or whatever?
Right.
So I said my name and everything.
Put it in the file.
I know. And my file's like a big thudding thing in the Highland Park Police Department. And she said she was sending people over to talk to her.
Nice.
So
Haven't seen an issue after that.
Yeah.
But I'm shocked because I gave her a stern talking to.
So ridiculous. So I texted William afterward and I told him what happened or whatever. And he was like, oh man. And then, I was like, have you ever called before or anything? Or Ryan wants to know if you called before. And Will was like, no, but I've grilled her like 3 times. Yeah.
I have.
Yep. Yeah. But William, who gives a fuck? Like, what'll that do?
She responded to it. She put the doggy on a leash.
My theory.
But she didn't respect my authority.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got to get what does she give a shit that some schmuck down the street is like, you should put your dog in. So what I think is that
your doggy should be on the inside of the house.
Right. No, people aren't going to listen to that. You got to go to the top. Delegate the task. So what I think is...
But wait a minute. You did both things. You chased him down the road and called the cops.
Well, yeah,
you didn't delegate that.
In the moment, the dog could have gotten hit by a car.
Ryan, get out of the car. Need you to chase this pup.
Wait, what?
He's a smart
man.
He's intelligent.
No, I'm saying delegate the task to somebody who could do something about it.
You think I can't do it?
Yes, I don't think you can do it.
Well, it would appear that you're right.
Yeah. So what my theory is about this is that, so Will did see her with the dog on a leash outside. I think that maybe on weekends or times that she thinks Will could be around, then she does that. It was like 2:00 on a weekday.
Yeah.
I think she's like, oh, that annoying guy from down the street is at work. I can let this dog do her thing.
All right, Frisky, we're putting you on a leash now.
Yeah, I know, but it's the weekend and he's home.
It's the freaking weekend, baby.
About to have some leash fun.
About to read me a book. Get out there and run around.
I'll be on the couch.
So what's up with the new neighbors?
Okay.
What'd you do?
Well, it's not that exciting. I didn't do anything to them. I helped them. They did something to me. Pardon the interruption. To run our show, which gets costly between hosting fees and buying the books we review, Book Club Shmook Club needs help from our listeners. You can donate to the show by going to patreon.com/talkbomb, where you'll be able to choose a monthly donation that you feel comfortable with. As a thank you from us, you'll instantly get access to all of our bonus Between Book shows, which don't stay in our main feed. Every time a new one comes out, we bump the last one on over to Patreon. There are dozens and dozens of secret shows that you haven't had access to if you're not a donor. Doesn't that inflame your FOMO? That's fear of missing out. It's an acronym. You'll also have access to each new bonus show as it comes out and early access to all of our book reviews. We load them onto Patreon as soon as we record them, so our donors get all of our episodes days earlier than they show up on the public feeds. Again, going to patreon.com/talkbomb and setting up a donation makes that happen, and we thank you so much for it. If you would prefer to individually purchase our bonus episodes, you can find them in our shop at talkbomb.com, where we also have stickers and bookmarks for sale. We would also really appreciate your support by leaving us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Positive reviews help other people find our show by making podcast apps more likely to list us. It also helps validate us to people cruising around looking for something to check out. So leaving us a review is like paying it forward twofold, since it helps us and it turns someone else onto something you enjoy. And we do hope you enjoy the show, so let's get back to it. So I live now, like William, in an apartment in a house. My husband and I live there. And it's a multifamily house. There are 3 other apartments. And we all have, you know, like any house, like there's an area for recycling and an area for garbage.
One central toilet
that we all share.
It has 4 doors that lead to it. Who's in there? Betty, Hank, Junior, Lee, Savage, Brian? Which one of you?
For some reason, here's where my mind just went. Okay, so there are 2 toilet customizations I've got my eye on right now. One is a bidet, and the other is something called like IllumiBowl or something that like I'm getting Facebook targeted ads about or Instagram targeted ads. I can't remember.
Is it just a separate bowl?
No.
A portable toilet that you can have in any room.
Wait, what?
It's a stainless steel IKEA bowl.
Wait. Where are you getting that?
Did you say IllumiBowl?
IllumiBowl. But what would LumaBowl be?
I don't know. It's a bowl. It's just, you put it in a cupboard, you take it back out. Oh, you can take it with you anywhere.
I can't remember.
You wear it strapped to your back like a turtle shell. Long line at the checkout, no problem. Why wait?
What are those things called? That's from the olden times that you had to poop into. Mom has one. Not for herself. Like, you know what I'm talking about though now?
Bedpan. They have them at hospitals. They're not just old things. And Mom has one, but it's not functional. So you might want to clarify.
I was just about to clarify. I think there's another name for it though.
Like a chamber pot.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
No. Anywhere can be your chamber.
All right, real quick before we move on, I want to clarify the thing about our mom having one.
A pot for every chamber. Are you British or every chamber?
Just cool. Our mom likes collecting, as do I, and William does too, like cool, like knick-knacky things. I try to keep it to the low so I don't have as much shit around anymore, but like, you know, a cool thrift store find, antique store, whatever.
Weird, quirky, old stuff,
Yeah. So, man, I don't remember the actual, like, stuff around this, but she brought this thing home that she thought was really cool, and we were like, is that a chamber pot?
Yeah, she did not know when she bought it, but yet...
you can tell. It's
she
like,
still has it.
Yeah, she still... Where is it?
I think she still has it, doesn't she?
Yes. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. But you're right, she does. But anyway, it was funny. It's like a cool, like, stylish one, and we were like, I think that's a chamber pot, Mom.
Stylish.
Well, you know what I mean? It's like an old antique, like it's like nice looking.
Looking good, Brendan. Laying in a bed, crapping in a pot. What are those flame stickers you put on the side? Really radical. Hey, can we get a curtain around him?
All right. The IllumiBowl, I think that's what it's called, is this little light that hooks on to the side of your toilet bowl. So then it like, you press a button and it lights up the whole inside of your toilet.
What does that
so
benefit?
It like turns into a nightlight for when you go to the bathroom.
Kristen, that's insane. Why? How is that any more beneficial than a nightlight?
It's not. It's just a different kind.
If you sit on it, it gets dark now. I can't see. I can't see. Closed door and a muffled I can't see.
My God.
Oh.
That is so funny. Oh my God, you're right.
I think I found a fatal flaw.
It was on Shark Tank, apparently.
Who invested in that?
Let me look it up. That's so funny, William. You're totally right. Oh my God.
How is that not the first thing you thought of?
I'm like out of breath.
How is that not
so funny?
The first goddamn thing anyone thought of.
Are you guys laughing as hard at home at that? Oh my God, that's so funny to me. I don't know.
A bunch of people driving to work right now like these immature juvenile
I know.
fools.
It is IllumiBowl. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh God, that's so funny to me. You're right. You just stamp out the light.
Yeah.
With your butt.
A total eclipse.
A total eclipse of the
butt.
butt.
A lunar eclipse.
Oops, sorry. It's motion activated.
Oh my God.
Yeah, as seen on Shark Tank. Caution, marriages will be saved.
Caution, it failed on Shark Tank, but it was seen on it.
Hang on. There's gonna be talking.
Not music I associate with taking a dookie.
A nightlight for your toilet. IllumiBowl's small and clean design means no more blinding midnight lights, wandering in the dark, or late night misses and messes. Easy to install and fits any toilet. Motion activated and offers 9 color settings at the touch of a button. Your bathroom will never be the same. Visit us at IllumiBowl.com to learn more.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
So I guess part of their selling point is that like men won't piss all over the toilet seat when they go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Why aren't they turning on the light? Who's just blindly blundering into a toilet?
I never turn on the light.
Ever?
At night when I go to the bathroom, I don't.
Well, you're sitting on it. Like, what guy's walking in there, wiener out, just like, I hope the toilet's in this direction.
I don't know. I never thought about it before.
I thought the toilet was on the eastern wall.
I've never thought about it before. You have to turn on the light when you go in?
Of course.
Oh, it must be jarring.
No, I mean,
do you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night a lot?
No, it's a normal thing. If you're on the fence between one product that does something and one that does absolutely nothing, maybe spend the money on the one that does something.
Well, that certainly does something.
That is useless, worthless, and stupid.
I don't know. I kind of like it. Well, you know what? I just remembered. So it had been on my radar for a purchase. I had already vetoed it because I realized I keep the toilet bowl closed or else Crumbs drinks out of it. So it eliminates the...
Maybe Crumbs could see what he's drinking.
Yeah. So it eliminates the usefulness of the Luma. I thought it was cool. Because I've been thinking, and I was thinking to myself, a night light would be kind of nice because I never turn on the light, but it'd be nice to have like some light. And then this pops up in my targeted ads because my computer knows me, I guess.
It's stupid.
And I was like,
so
if I'm going to get a night light, maybe I'll get the IllumiBowl. Why were we talking about this?
You just like toilets. Oh. All right. Decided to throw you under the bus real quick. It's not, I didn't even think that was why. Go ahead.
It was because we were joking about how all of my neighbors and I have to share one toilet. And I was saying that would be trouble for me because I want to customize my toilet with a bidet and an IllumiBowl.
Maybe they'd be like, oh, this is like toilet 2.0.
Yeah, seriously. No, but like, I don't want to, no,
have you guys use T2? T2.0?
No, I would take them with me. I don't want a bunch of other people's butts on my bidet.
So you'd every time you go in there have to like
that's what I'm saying. That's why
upgrade the toilet and then like strip it down to its parts.
Yeah, that's why that wouldn't work for me. That situation.
Anything that gets strapped to a toilet.
I need to have my own toilet.
Anything that gets strapped to a toilet is going to get gross immediately.
Yeah, but at least it's only my gross and like my loved one's gross. Not strangers.
I would need a new one each time if I were going to do that.
A new bidet?
If I were going to have to like put it on and take it off each time, I'm throwing it away each time.
Well, I'm joking. I wouldn't actually do that.
I'm just saying in the hypothetical.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing comes off the toilet that I'm keeping. I'm not putting anything in my pocket if it's touched the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine another scenario or a scenario in which that would be a thing. Like, who's got something that they're taking on and off the toilet besides your butt?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So, we have a common area for recycling and stuff. And last week, God, this is a boring story. It was like piled with like tons of cardboard. Like somebody moved in and like just left all of their shit like everywhere, like loads of it.
Yeah.
And they didn't put it out to the recycling. So Ryan and I put part of it out. And because we thought that it was maybe the handyman guy who's fixing up the apartment below us for the person to move in, we thought it was some of his stuff. We're like, we'll help out Don. He seems like a nice guy.
Sure.
And then, so in this scenario, I'm a little bit like crazy. I wanted the credit for something. So then we see that, they took our recycling and that nobody else put out the excess of the cardboard. So it rained, it got mushy. There was all this disgusting cardboard in the back. And I was just like, oh, this isn't my problem.
Yeah. No one owned it. No one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not doing all this. So then our landlord sent an email this week that was like, link to the recycling schedule for Highland Park, link to the garbage schedule. And it was like, so one of the tenants sent me this picture last week and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, you need to put out your own recycling and things like that. And had 2 attached pictures from apartments that were, so like there's an entrance for 2 of our apartments or 2 apartments and then another entrance for another 2 apartments. And this wasn't us or the apartment attached to us. So it must have been the other ones, but pictures of like hallways or something with like shit in them. Like not a ton, but enough. And she was like, also there are fire marshal inspections coming next week. And apparently this stuff is out like this. And if it's out like this, when the fire marshal comes, we're going to get a fine and that's going to translate to higher rents for you guys.
Ooh,
so you need to.
So she emailed everybody to like lessen the blow to a person or 2.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she even knew who it was though.
Well, if she's got pictures of a screwed up hallway and it's not in your part of the building at all.
Yeah. I mean, there are 4 apartments though. So yeah, she must have known it was the other 2.
Right.
But I guess she was like, well, I'm going to send the recycling schedule to everybody. She might not have known who the recycling culprits were.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Now that, that must be the thing. So yeah, I was like, whew, free and clear. None of this is my problem. And so I would have written back anyway to just like, hey, Joanne, like got the message, confirmed, message received.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, we saw that recycling. Ryan and I took some of it out, but we couldn't take all of it. So
our arms just got too tired, but
from all of the garbage that somebody else left.
We certainly did our best, Mrs. McGillicuddy.
That's basically
my husband and I took it out, but we just got so tired we couldn't take out the rest. No, I don't think that's that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It's a little. I get your point, but you're trying to say I'm not part of the problem.
Well, part of the thing is I want to do.
You're also brand new.
Here's what it is. I'm brand new. I don't want her to think I'm a shitty tenant, so I wanted to make clear.
Meanwhile, you might be walking past the guy in apartment 3B, and he might be like, "Hey, brown noser."
Yeah, I know, but you know what? Fine with that. So I'm brand new, and I want her to know that I'm a model tenant, and also I want her to be on my side. Just in case. It's not even a thing, just in case.
Yeah.
We are definitely the only ones who have a dog.
Yeah.
Because she said that they don't allow dogs when I first talked to her. And then I was like, or no, that's not really true. When I spoke to her on the phone the first time, I was like, I don't want to waste your time. When we were looking at the apartment, I was like, do you allow dogs? And she was like, well, and asked me a couple of questions. And then she said yes to him. And then when she sent me the lease said no dogs. So I had to write her back and be like, hey, you can amend this, right? So just in case somebody would be like, oh, Kristen's dog makes too much noise, I want her to be on my side and be like, Kristen's a great tenant.
She takes out your garbage.
Yeah, basically. So what if her dog's nails go clickety clackety on the wooden floor?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. That's not bad.
I'm not saying it's that bad, but
have you had any interactions with other neighbors?
No, Ryan, which I'm loving. It's great. Yeah, because we live in a house. I mean, we all have separate, kind of
mostly
separate entrances. Yeah. And I hadn't seen anybody for the past 3 weeks. And Ryan, for the first time, bumped into somebody it's actually kind of funny. He bumped into somebody in the laundry room because we do all share a laundry.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In the basement, which is fine. And, so Ryan is sick and he was feeling really crappy yesterday. And I was just like trying to make him like really super chill out and relax. And I was like, do you have pajama pants? And he was like, no, I have like really loose work pants that are kind of comfortable. And I was like, you need to wear pajamas. Like you need to like be on the couch today, totally chill out today.
I could dress like a chef.
if that's what you mean.
I can just wear my chef whites.
Yeah. So I had him put on my pajama pants. Because I was like, you should just like totally have a chill, comfy couch day. We put a blanket on the couch. Great. And my pajama pants that I gave him happened to be, pink pajama pants with pictures of like girl reindeer on them. Cause they're like my comfiest pair, William.
What makes them girl reindeer? Like eyelashes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
okay.
Yeah. And well, I shouldn't, maybe they're guy reindeer. They're feminine reindeer, traditional, heteronormatively feminine reindeer. So don't look at me. So he's wearing those. And he was like, I don't want to go down and do my laundry like this. I have to change. And I was like, why? And he's like, what if I bump into one of our new neighbors down there and I'm wearing these? And I was like, you're not going to. And so what? Like, you're home during it's like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And he bumped into a neighbor.
Well, did he feel?
Not really. I mean, he was like, I did bump into somebody. And I was like, it's funny.
Well, I guess that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I would never, I'll tell you this though. Mm-hmm. I sure as shit, if I were him, I would have changed my pants. There's not a chance.
He has like the flu.
There ain't no chance.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he really doesn't feel good.
How do you feel?
I feel pretty good, actually.
Is he sick presently?
Yeah.
You may have carried that illness into my abode?
Perhaps.
Have you used my commode?
I've used your commode in your abode. Actually, no, I haven't used the commode yet. I mean, you don't have an IllumiBowl, so I'm not going in there.
It's all dark in there.
He's not like, I mean, he's at work today, but he like really doesn't feel
he went
good.
to work?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. He kind of has to.
I know. It still sucks though.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
All right, that's it.
Yeah. All right, you guys. We're going to hit the skids.
Yeah.
You crazy kids. We'll be back next week to talk about meddling kids.
Yeah.
It's a pretty brand new book.
Yes.
It's like
it's a hot book.
It is a hot book. It's like right off the presses. Operation Hot Book. Pressures.
Right off the pressures. Sound like Scully.
So that's next week.
Yep.
So go get it. Go read through it. It's a Scooby-Doo-ish.
Yep.
Modern Scooby-Doo-y story. I'm pumped about it. It's
Me
going to be a lot of
too.
fun.
Me too.
If you enjoyed this episode, guess what? You got 2 weeks to enjoy it. And then it's going to go into the Talk Bomb Vault.
That's right.
Only accessible on patreon.com/talkbomb to people who donate monthly.
Yep.
And to people who pick up individual episodes in the bonus show store. If you scroll through our iTunes listing, Apple Podcasts, all the podcast app stuff, you're going to see our book reviews. You're not going to see other bonus shows like this because we put them out for 2 weeks and then they're gone. We yank them.
It's like a sample.
It is like it's like a sample platter. So if you enjoyed this, you might enjoy some of those other ones. So go check out the Talk Bomb shop.
Yep.
Talkbomb.com/shop. Or back us on Patreon every month and you'll have access to everything you want.
Yes.
But more than anything, we just hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah.
If you had any thoughts about this, if you have any toilet hacks that you want to share with us, feel free to share them with us on Twitter and Instagram.
Please do. I'm at Chillin' Kristen on both.
I'm at Will Rogers 2000. I'm also at Haunted Sponge. I'm thinking of just killing that one now.
Don't do it yet. I mean, you still have thoughts about things that you like to share.
There's just too much stuff. There's too much.
What?
There's just
Why?
too much stuff happening.
What? Why don't you just not use it?
Thinking about paring down to the essentials.
Okay.
Brass tacks.
I'm all for that. I just know that I wouldn't kill it.
Or rip Talk Bomb down to the studs.
But why don't you just not use it? Like, you could take stuff down or something, but like, what if you feel like writing an article about something horror-y?
You got a good point. But we'll see you guys in a future episode of the show.
Yeah.
Until that day comes.
That's right.
Good talk, gang.
Meeting adjourned. Complain about something.
Hey,
Woohoo!
you're talking about me?
No, I'm talking about Mr. Plinkett. Or you, if you do that.
Sound test. I wanted to do it. I actually was, I had an idea to do that video. And then I was like, no, but I don't really want to make videos like that. It seems like it's a lot of work and I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
I wanted to write an article about what it is about the Ghostbusters, the new one, that is problematic. He famously, this guy, did that with the Star Wars prequels.
Uh-huh.
It like rocketed him to stardom.
Yeah, but the world and internet do not need one more man, no offense, complaining about something on the internet.
I've got sorry fucking news for you. I complain about a lot of shit.
But the whole point of something you do isn't usually complaining about it.
Yeah, no, I know. But neither is it for, like, the end of his reviews are typically, like, really interesting. Like, he does everything via a character that I don't like, named Mr. Plinkett. And some of it's funny to me, some of it's
funny
not.
Name.
He's this elderly man who is horrifically ill.
Yeah.
Who lives in his house and reviews movies, but he's also like, oh, he kidnapped a woman. Oh, and he's got her in the basement, and they'll cut to clips of there being a lady in his basement. And she's like, Mister, I promise if you let me go, I won't tell. He's like, oh, shut up! Screams at her. And then he'll cut back to doing his review and he'll be like, see, the problem with the Star Wars movies is that George Lucas didn't even write them until 4 weeks before they were filming. And then he cuts to a clip of behind the scenes of George Lucas being like, okay, we've got all the sets in place and now we just need a script.
Of actual George Lucas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah. They're actually interesting, well thought out things. And occasionally jokes that I'm like, if you just had cut that joke about you fucking your cat, this could be played on TV and it's really impressive.
Yeah.
And I legitimately find those things to be a letdown. But even though they're complaining, they almost always end with him being like movies make you feel something. Like movies bring you to a place that you can actually put yourself in someone's shoes. And what an incredible thing that is. And that's why it's so disappointing when you see somebody who started out with so much promise do something that is so like devoid of any humanity. And they're like, he has points he's making. He's not because there are plenty of video essays of people just being like, 50 things wrong with 50 Shades of Grey.
That's what I'm talking about specifically. Like the title and point of this thing is what's wrong with this thing.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Not just like having an opinion about something.
No. He makes like 3-hour-long video essays about each Star Wars movie. And the new Indiana Jones movie. And I've been thinking about doing one about the Ghostbusters myself because there are just things in it that I'm like, no, like there are so many things you could have done.
But so many people have done that already. I know you're not doing it, but just like, why belabor a point and like a negative point?
Yeah, I know, but because nobody does it better than this guy.
Yeah, Mr. Plinkett's on top.
He is the person that makes you he's the guy that should make you go like, why would anyone else do this? When this guy is able to so succinctly and clearly make strong points about like the creative process and why studio filmmaking today is problematic. He has great points.
Cool.
Anyways, I've been waiting for that all day.
Oh, cool.
All right, let's see if this sounds all right.
Okay.
No, that still seems kind of quiet. Why is that so quiet? Kristen, say something about Fruit by the Foot.
Oh, I like Fruit by the Foot. Do they still make Fruit by the Foot?
I would assume so. Why would they stop?
I don't know. It seems like a very 90s candy.
Well, quit when you're ahead.
That's true. Ahead by a foot.
Yeah. Do they still make fruit roll-ups? Are they the same thing? They're the same thing.
Well, yeah,
but are they the same company and stuff?
I don't know. I wonder if they're competitors. Remember when fruit roll-up, there would be like a cool like design on the cellophane for the roll-up or something? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, that was a thing. You'd unroll it and then you could see the like gross gummy cartoon that was on the cellophane.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some people would eat it. Did you eat it like you would tear off pieces of it? Or did you roll it up into one thing and then bite it?
Ew. Rolling it up and then biting it was too gummy.
I agree.
It was gross.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's gross. But yeah, there are people that did it.
Like, a millimeter at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plus it makes the experience last for longer. And if you're there for a texture thing, the thin texture of gummy can't be beat. Thick and gummy.
Can't be beat.
Ew.
It can't be beat. The thin texture of gummy can't be beat. Hey, you know what I realized? If we had like a stronger like following of people that were like
gummy
more
heads.
Merch, hurry, more merch. What a no-brainer it would have been to produce stickers of that I've Changed book. Remember that?
Book. Oh my God.
I couldn't use a computer. Now I can use a computer with that like smirking
so funny.
dot matrix clip art face.
It's so good.
What a brilliant.
I know.
Like you could do like a bunch of those stickers and release them like Pokemon.
I know. But
like gotta collect them all to get the full I've Changed book.
It would be great.
Yeah.
I agree. Damn it.
Damn. All right.
Damn.
Hey everyone, thanks again for listening to the show. If you enjoyed this episode, you should consider going to our website, www.talkbomb.com, where we have archived every show we've ever done. You can also visit our bonus show store, where we sell exclusive episodes of our podcasts for 50 cents a piece, not to mention our merchandise. If you enjoyed Talk Bomb, the best thing you can do is help us spread the word. Tweet, share, review. We would greatly appreciate anything you can do to spread the word. Please also consider following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, where we're at TalkBomb. Following us online is the best way to keep up to date with our productions. More than anything, we just hope you enjoyed the show. So thanks again for listening, and we'll see you at TalkBomb.com.